Today on the Wolf Keeper, I have the amazing Dr. Frank Urasak. I mean, you are more than amazing. You have changed my life. I probably talk about you more than anyone else. I refer to you as my mentor and father. I claimed you. Don't worry about any child support. I'm not seeking any back child support, but I do claim you quite often as a mentor and father figure. You changed. I mean, you are a healer. I mean, there was a point in my life where I couldn't turn my neck, and you did something amazing out of nowhere, and you totally healed me. You're a healer. You're a mentor. You're at Cook County Hospital every day helping people. You're a dog lover. Mm-hmm. You help the veterans recover. You make people believe in themselves. You travel the world. You've been to China more times than people have ever been to even Indiana. Wow. You're if you're not, for those people that are listening, just audio, he's basically a handsome fellow. Goals, hashtag Frank Urasak goals, because I brag about this all the time. Your age. Denzel, how old do you think he is?
I would say he's about early to late 50s.
Early to late 50s. Chanel, are you there?
I'm here.
We have Dr. Frank Urasak here. You saw his picture on Facebook. How old do you think he is?
I would give him a fresh 65.
Fresh 65. That's what I'm saying. Hashtag goals. That's my goal, to look like Dr. Frank Urasak. How old are you, sir?
I'll be 81 in October.
81.
Oh, no. Yeah. That's fabulous. I was way off like 20 years.
Not chronologically. Maybe not even chronologically. Because time is an illusion. Time is a construct. We don't have to live in time. We can actually change the future from the present moment, and most people don't get this. Change the past from the present moment.
Wow.
There is some ugly history that just happened. The only place to change that is from the here and now with your and my conversation and how people hear it.
Amen. And there's some true ugliness. I've never cried this much in my life. Ever. Not just involuntarily. I take that back. Kobe Bryant, I couldn't stop crying. But now this. I mean, my son, he said, I want to go see. And then he went to go see, and then he said he got some tear gas in his eyes. He got hit. Yeah. But I just heard, you know you're a child. I just and fear that I'm not happy with. And no one, I'm just tired. I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm not saying that rioting is the answer, but something has to change. Just has.
Well, maliciousness cannot be tolerated.
No, it can't. It can't go any further.
Yeah. You know that from training dogs. You don't tolerate a malicious animal, human or otherwise.
You can't. You can't.
It's unsafe.
It's unsafe. It's like the wolf pack, baby. You know what I mean? If dogs become out of control because there's not bad dog owners, just bad leaders. I tell people, dogs can't follow because they can't lead. If you can lead, the dogs are all good. Period. It's a lack of leadership. High five to that. We have so much to talk about, Chanel. So I got Chanel Nail, amazing co-host. I have Denzel on the cameras going. Thank you for everyone that's tuning in. Please share this. This is on Podbean Live. Also, too, we're going live on our Facebook. Share this afterwards with everyone. Yesterday's amazing show, over 9,000 people, just so fabulous, shared and commented, and we're only like 9 episodes in, so I appreciate you all. That feels so good because it makes me realize I'm doing the right thing. But I want to talk today. We're going to talk about what's going on. We would be remiss not to talk about this crisis. Now we have 2 crises going on, right? a pandemic.
We have one
And-
crisis.
We have one crisis going on. Okay, yeah, I know you're my mentor. You're always schooling me, but I want to talk about
It always comes down to the same crisis.
the root of the problem. Mm-hmm.
the same foundation. I want to talk about the hidden agenda, the barefoot doctor training in the hood using handheld Spark software in botanical medicine, plus bioluminescence. Bioluminescence.
Yeah, that is called a red laser that they use for lecturing. You can use that on the ear points to change the energy of the body.
Wow.
Bioluminescent healing.
Wow. Where do we start?
I think we start with
This is
the
going to
barefoot
be fun.
doctor. It's so revolutionary. We start there.
Let's start there.
So what happened was medicine had failed. Medicine had become the property of the rich people in China.
Mm.
And the majority of the population was outside the city at that point.
Okay.
They were in the farmland. And so here's a community that has no healing person in it because the rich folks had it.
Mm.
Not much different than today.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The community had a vote, and they elected a doctor or a person to go to the hospital and get trained as a paramedic and come back and get trained in the wisdom medicine
Okay.
that was 3,000 years old, that is portrayed in Otzi, the Iceman, who's 5,000 years old, those magic points on the body that underline, quote, italic, self-heal.
Okay.
That's the discovery that needs to be rediscovered. So that barefoot doctor walked to the hospital to get trained in basic paramedicine, public health, how to help a childbirth, how to dig latrines, how to bury garbage, how to control contamination.
Mm.
Okay?
Okay.
And he went back and he practiced. Fast forward from the 50s to 1985. A Dr. Yinlun Han, who had trained those doctors, was teaching above a bar in Rogers Park,
Mm.
Biddy Milligan's bar,
Mm.
and a black martial artist from Hyde Park
Okay.
sponsored that training. I found out about it and I showed up, and he was my root master, my first teacher.
Wow.
Yinlun Han trained me in the barefoot medicine model,
Wow.
which was about acupuncture, herbs, and I see. As soon as you say herbs over here,
Mm-hmm.
you put yourself under the yoke of the FDA, which is Big Pharma supported.
Right.
Okay,
Mm.
so game over, competition over, because they like to squash the cockroach of natural healing
Right.
wherever they can. It gets in the way of Big Pharma's bucks.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the largest lobby out there. It controls Congress.
Wow.
Okay, so you got to know the rules of the game, and you got to know how it's played so that you can, not just like in chess, so you know how to defeat it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's no longer herbal medicine. It's what one of the largest, oldest group of healers in this country, the American Herbalist Guild, calls plant medicine, or
Mm.
so it's knowledge-based plant medicine, okay? That's been used for thousands of years. Just like going back to Otzi, he had the points tattooed on his body that he could self-heal himself for his back pain and for his whipworms, for his abdominal pain caused by whipworms.
Wow.
They were tattooed on his body for him to provoke himself into homeostasis.
Wow.
So that's the model of yesteryear.
Wow.
That's still valid today that I trained under, but we are not barefoot now.
Right.
We have technology.
Right.
So the new medicine I'm talking about, the cloning of the barefoot medicine model, is the open hand medicine.
Wow.
What that means is that I have no agenda. How can you reach out to someone else if you got something else in your hand? It's you're already preoccupied and you already have an agenda.
Wow.
That's why this is called touch medicine.
Wow.
You first have to be able to touch, and you have to be open-minded to do that.
I gotta go back because you just gave me shivers.
Oh, really? So, I'm over here. Yes.
His body was tattooed, so he knew exactly where to apply his hands, or was this? And Dr. Urasek is showing it. So that the tattoo that you have on your hand, what does that represent?
So it's the semicolon.
Right.
It's the symbol of depression and suicide awareness.
Wow.
Do not terminate your story. Pause it.
Wow. Wow.
Pause it.
Wow.
Pause it.
So we can heal ourselves.
And if I can get this up, I'm going to try.
Oh, he's showing us another tattoo. That's what's happening right now. Wow. There it is. Get this picture of this tattoo.
If I can get the 6, which is back.
He's showing us the tattoo.
Which is back. We'll get it.
There it comes.
To get a peek of it. I got
I see it.
back. And so this reminds me.
What does that mean?
I got your back.
I got
apply pressure.
I got your back.
IGY.
6.
I got your back.
6 is back because it's the 12 and the 6. That's the spine. I got your back.
I got your back.
And it's right here on this 80-year-old muscle, baby.
Woo! Even Bentley said
I know. He has an opinion on that too.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I mean, and you're proof positive because you don't get to look your age looking like you've been on this planet for 82 years.
I got work to do.
You have work to do. Right.
What I tell my interns is you can't give it if you ain't got it, baby.
Right. You can't give it if you ain't got it. Holy moly. All right. Just break down for me too. When you said that he had the tattoos on his body, was that for the
points? The points. Well, yeah.
To use your hands or to use needles
or heat. Well, pressure, heat, needles.
But he knew exactly
needles, but pressure or heat.
But he knew exactly where to.
Someone told him, or
that's so
not
awesome.
a human. Someone told him. Look, the early doctor was a shaman. He had a connection. And in Chinese medicine, man is the connection between heaven and earth. It is our job to be and stay connected.
Wow. So we can all heal ourselves. We can all heal ourselves.
Now you digging deep, Toriana.
I'm asking rhetorical
propagandized.
I'm asking
rhetorical questions. Digging deep, Toriana.
Because I mean, I was in pain. When I met you, I was in pain. I couldn't turn my neck. I woke up one morning, I couldn't turn my neck. And I went to you. And the thing I love about you, because you're not linear, you're still a spear. You did
No. Here's what it is,
Wait,
baby.
tell me.
I know who you are when you forget.
Mm. You know who I am when I forget.
I am the
Chanel, we just talked about that.
I am the emptiness for you to show up in.
Chanel, didn't we talk about that this morning?
Oh, you definitely did.
I know who you are, Dendale, when you forget. That's what we're talking about. I know who you are when you forget.
And I am the emptiness for you to show up in. For who you are to show up in.
I'm like pacing.
I hope people know why I call him my father. This is I mean, I talk to you all the time, and I have to tell people he's a doctor at Cook County Hospital. You taking time out of your busy schedule, because it's not like you're just over there hanging out.
So who we are is not dependent on space and time.
Right.
Take a look.
Yes.
Huh?
Amen.
You know, that's shape shifting and time bending. That's who we are.
Shape shifting and time bending. That's who we are. I love you. I really do. I remember one time, a quick story. I remember, and you are, he's being so amazing, but he's super busy.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I am not.
Maybe I got to tell this story. I feel bad because I totally missed a meeting one time. You were here and I didn't show up. And then I remember you just saying, let's move on. I was giving I'm so sorry. I was doing it's all good. Let's move on. When can we meet? I was like,
yeah, you were talking historically. Present moment, which is all there is.
I love you. So let me ask you a question. So then, right now, we can heal ourselves. Corona, COVID-19.
Where's it hitting? Where's Corona hitting? Where's in the city of Chicago, which has got the highest population of Corona contagion and mortality?
Right.
Where's the busiest, the worst statistics?
The African American.
Pilsen.
Yeah.
Pilsen.
Why Pilsen? Pilsen, Latino. So.
Well, yeah. Yeah. So, okay, let's take it up a notch. So the biggest population of where I work, at Cook County Hospital at Stokers, is non-white.
Right.
Okay.
So
you got to say,
right.
well, Latino and black.
Latino and black.
And some Chinese. But the point is that, so what's the universal characteristic of that population?
Right.
So let me put some more pebbles in the bowl here. So I had a conference call. It was a conference call with the president and the chair of anesthesia of a hospital, series of 8 hospitals in Gansu, where I got my surgical acupuncture.
Gansu, is that China?
Yeah, China.
Okay.
Gansu province.
Yeah,
Gansu province, specifically was Hangzhou. And so these doctors, through their intermediary, called me and said, look, we see 10 million patients a year in our 8 hospitals. And we developed a formula to protect our doctors and nurses and hospital staff. So that, because look, if you're not free of the virus or contagion, what good are you? If you ain't got it, you can't give it. And if you got it, you don't want to give it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to get what you don't want to get, and you want to get what you want to get, and so you got to make that distinction, and from that ground. So in martial arts, the first plane or the first way to be is stable. on top of stability, if you're not grounded, you're gone.
Mm.
So on top of that stability, so the stability is the box. The flexibility is the circle. So you can't have flexibility if you don't have stability.
Right.
And any high wind, the poorly rooted trees fall. Okay, and on top of that flexibility, you have focused power. That's the triangle. So these are the three symbols of Aikido: stability, flexibility, power. No stability. If you have COVID, how can you protect other people? I went out, I said, screw it. I'm going to asymptomatically get a COVID test because it's irresponsible of me when I'm working with other people. If I'm a carrier, symptomatic or not, then I'm doing more harm than good.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
That goes by the parallel to if you ain't got it, you can't give it. And if you got it, on the bad side of that, you don't want to give it. Okay?
Right.
So the doctors in this chain of hospitals that treat 10 million patients a year have provided a formula based on 3,000 years of experience of Chinese medicine protecting people and healing people with these epidemics that went through that country long before Big Pharma was around. All there was plant medicine and the wisdom, because you have the law of similarities where you can look at a plant and know by its shape and color what part of the body it treats.
Wow.
Okay? That's the way they did it. Jack in the Pulpit had a crooked head. If you took that plant, you would wind up paralyzed and your head would be crooked. Each plant, the flower treats the respiratory area, the stem treats the middle part of the body, and the root is most powerful with the lower organs, particularly the kidneys. That's the way the plant works. This is plant medicine. And they say, herbs, okay, that is something that we can control because it's a supplement. And there's this big move to control vitamin C. Okay, so the plant is like vitamin C, or like another supplement. So what we have to do is re-educate people. So in any event, these docs from China were saying, because we have a collaborative agreement with them that I brought back with me from China that we signed, which means we share professors, we share research, we share distance learning. And so they made the offer and the response was, well, how does it work?
Wow.
And then I said, well, do you have 3 hours to find out about how it works? Because that's where this is a totally different paradigm. And then so the doctor comes out and has a drug pamphlet and says, well, you see, if you're going to ask the doctors and the nurses to take this, these are the kind of explanations they need from a biochemistry point of view. And so I said, and I've got 4 days to go around and find out about this and put that presentation together. I don't think I can, but what I'll do is I'll go around and start talking to doctors and nurses.
Wow.
Which I did. And you know what the majority of them said? I'm not interested.
Wow. Why?
Because they didn't understand it.
Wow.
It was foreign information. And so we're on the call last week and the question was asked, how does this work? And eloquent doctor, the president of the hospital, said through a translator, it's very simple. COVID affects weak immune systems. That's the common denominator.
Right.
And how does that immune system get compromised? How does it get compromised in Pilsen? How does it get compromised on the south side? How does it get compromised?
Poor diet, alcohol, cigarettes, hypertension, stress,
and comorbidities, diabetes, weak lungs, weak heart, high blood pressure,
STDs,
asthma, all of that.
all of it.
All of that. So what we're saying is the sitting ducks for COVID are folks that have relied on the dominant paradigm when and as needed after the horse is out of the stable and their immune system has been crippled.
Wow.
And they have had to pay the price of that crippling.
Wow.
I have a woman comes into my clinic for back pain, and she says, I got these 2 prescriptions. What should I do? I said, well, have you read the side effects? No. I fish into the box, and there's a piece of paper that's about 16 inches long and 10 inches high, and the type is what we used to call tick-sized. You can barely read it. And I'm going through page by page by page. I'm all the way over to the right-hand side of the sheet down near the bottom. And it says it can cause cancer. It can cause liver damage.
Wow.
It can cause pancreas damage. It can cause. I said, did you read this? No. Did the doctor tell you this? No. I said, well, do you want to take this? I don't know.
Wow. So let me ask you, doctor, so
Big Pharma rules.
Big Pharma rules. So then are black and brown people going to all die because of COVID? Because, I mean, you can't turn it around now.
Or is the empty-handed, the open-handed new paramedic who is black or brown, who is educated in this, and it's simple stuff, going to be able to reach out empty-handedly, reach out with an open agenda, and touch and feel the pulses and look at the tongue,
right,
and enter that information into a smart system that spits out the answer. This is what you take, this is what you do. So they are the intermediary, standing between heaven and earth, between knowledge and what's needed. Husbandman, husbandry, animal husbandry, or white, the female gender of that, the intermediary between heaven and earth, to do this, to reach out and to deliver this wise medicine.
Who can teach that? Who knows this?
You can, I can. So it's easy because we are not the moon. We are the finger pointing at the moon. We know where to point to get the information.
Right.
It's about knowledge transfer.
So I can do it.
Well, if you can push a couple of keys on or letters on your phone, yes, I'm working. Yes, the capability exists.
The reason I'm asking because you always hear people say, I got to go to the doctor. Why did I go to the doctor? And people sit at our home.
What happened to your neck? Do you think?
My neck.
Yeah.
I think my neck was stress.
Well, maybe.
I think it's primarily stress.
Maybe. Something interfered with your brain's ability to control your neck.
Yes.
It was that's called, so there is something used to be called psychoneuro immune modulation. Big name. I was fascinated with And it was popular when 30 years ago, I got into this medicine.
Okay.
I love that. Oh, wow. What that means, it sounds like,
Right.
is the mind can control the body.
Right. Yes.
And so there's 2 new books out that I just started reading. I've treated a lot of stroke. Oh, I have been around a lot of stroke patients, and somehow it might look in time lapse like miraculously they recovered their function.
Wow.
Take out miraculously, predictably. How did that happen? Because this Dr. Dodgy, who's got these 2 incredible books, talks about the brain that healed itself and talks about how the brain works to heal itself. That's about the new term called neuroplasticity, where this guy walks into ER, he's got a pipe in his head, but he's able to talk and use his hands, and they say that can't be because that pipe wiped out that part of his brain that controls his speaking and his arm movement.
Wow.
Well, the brain rerouted so that he could talk and use his hands. In other words, the brain wasn't divided into countries, but you can actually tap into another part of the brain close to it
Okay.
and offload that function.
Wow.
It's not about the hardware ever. It's about the software that drives the hardware. So we changed the software in your brain to operate your neck differently. That's what happened in a heartbeat.
Wow.
You did it.
Wow. So
This is good.